CharMargolis, Char Communications Incorporated, and CharVision LLC do not endorse or offer for any purpose but entertainment the views of any guest or other expert on CharVision or UBN.
I knew things before they happened from the time I was a child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is CharVision.
Hey everybody, it's Sunny and Char and Tony, and today is July 9th, 2021, and it's a hot day in Palm Springs today. It's like 117. So I hope all you guys are doing well. I am very excited because one of my favorite people is joining us today, and she has best-selling books. Glynis Has Your Number, Love by the Numbers. She's been on Dr. Oz, Dr. Phil, The Doctors, Entertainment Tonight, Extra, you name it. She's been on every show there is, and she is the, I believe, finest numerologist in our world. I don't know anyone who's comparable to her. So anyway, without wasting any more time, she's going to be taking your phone calls. We'll both be taking phone calls from you guys. Glynis, how are you?
I am great. Good to be with you.
Thank you.
Palm Springs, that heat sounds like a nightmare, my dearest. How are you handling that?
You know, it's not so bad. I went swimming. That's, hence the hair. And,
right.
And, I just don't go out till later in the day and early in the morning.
Absolutely. And it is pretty. And it's not like that always, right? This is the hottest time, isn't it?
It's summer. It's summer. So
yeah.
It's hot in the summer. But, so how are you? What have you been up to?
Well, where I'm living, because I'm in California too, our heat's 93. 93, of course, breaks down to 3. So that's a good thing, right, Char?
Right.
We know the basics. I'm going to explain a couple of things for people who do not know my work, because I notice that you do attract new followers, like new listeners and followers. So I'm going to say that numerology is a science of numbers. It's 2,500 years old. The belief is that everything in this universe has vibration, even location. Like I know that Palm Springs breaks down to a certain number, and I'll talk about that in a second. But everything resonates, whether it's your home address, your business. When you name a book, that book title matters. When you get married, should you take his name? When you name a child, what name would be good for the family? All of it matters. And that's what I do.
Yeah, it's amazing what you do. And I wondered about July 9th today, because it's July, which is a 7 and a 9. So
correct. So what you have in that, the whole date, you look at 3 numbers in the date. The actual day is a 9. The month and date breaks down to 7. And then when you add it, that 7 to the year number, 2021, that's a 3, which is good for us, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah. What we know, Char, you are a 9 life path. I'm a 3 life path. Right. That's a natural match in numerology. So today's energy is actually good for us.
Oh, good.
And I think what I like about the 7 attitude, it gives you the ability to just step back and observe. Haven't you felt that all day, by the way?
Yeah. I felt that. But I know you, and I know you would not do the show if it was a bad number day.
No, heck no. That's true. Now, sometimes you get pulled into a bad day. We know that. Right. You can do business and some books you on a day that's a challenge to you. Right. Well, the good news is if you make a note of it, like make a note of what the challenges are going to be, you can handle it much better, which is what I teach. My numerology calendar, which you and I've talked about before, it just gives you the best days to make a move and the days to proceed with caution. And what it does is ease your life. And the 2021 calendar, that's a year-round thing that I sell, because every single day matters. If you have something go wrong in August and you need an emergency like surgery, but you have to pick a date, you want to pick a date that's good for you. And that's exactly, it gives you peace of mind.
Yeah.
is what
Well,
I would say.
speaking of your calendar, I have
Yeah.
a client, and she's a lovely, lovely lady, and her mother-in-law is in love with you. Like she said, "Oh, I'm going to talk to Char," and she goes, "Well, but what about Glynis, the numbers lady? They have your calendar. They don't make a move without looking at your calendar." And so I
Yeah.
actually gave you, her name is Barbara, and I actually gave you her numbers.
Okay.
I gave you her date of birth.
Now, are we going to hear her voice? Is she calling in? Or are we just
She's
talking
a
about
little
her?
under the weather today, so she
Okay.
can't. So I
All right.
tried.
Well, then let's keep it simple and say
Okay.
this. Her numbers, I mean, when you're born the 22nd, that's a master number, which tells us that she's very smart. She's always had a strong need to know. Whenever she learns something new, it makes her happy. She will not put up with anyone who's dishonest. If there's dishonest, she will confront them.
Right.
And then she's got an 8 attitude. When you have the number 8, 4, and 2 in your chart, that part of you, it means financial security is important. Like figuring out a way to feel comfortable and safe is important. I would say that here's the irony. Barbara's outspoken. She speaks the truth, but when people misinterpret her, she's shocked. It's like, whoa, I was just telling the truth. Why is that such a big deal?
Right.
And so what I teach people with her energy is just to pick their words a little more carefully to avoid the upset. Because when you're a 2, you actually feel everything deeply. And when you love people, you're so loyal. So anytime you feel they've misunderstood you, it's frustrating. And this year, she's in a personal year of 4, which means learning something new is key. You know, if she can pick up a book, just something, read information. The more she feels her set up or her head up with information, the happier she's going to feel. Char, that literally would be like water in the desert. It gives her peace of mind and makes her feel alive. Like, look, she was born in 1929. Is that correct?
Yeah, 1929.
Okay, so, and yet she's still in the game. You know, she's a sweetheart. She's got a huge heart, and she's smart. If someone's in trouble that she cares about, she gives advice. It's natural for her to do that.
And she's
but
really
she does have to listen to her body. And when you said she's a little under the weather, it is important to take care of herself. It's like she has to listen to those signals to stay strong.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for doing that for me, because I just know this is going to mean the world to her to hear from you.
Yes.
Literally, like you're the it girl, and it makes her so it's going to make her so happy. So thank you so much. And she and her daughter-in-law's got the calendar, and they look at it all the time. And so, how can people get your calendar?
Well, if they go to numberslady.com, like I said, the calendar's still on sale. I believe I marked it down. I think it's actually on discount right now. I think yes, it is, the hard copy, because it's this time of year that you can purchase it. And then the reason people like the hard copy is you can write in it, Char. It's nice to do your schedule, right? And it's like 8.5 by 11, so it's not so big. You can put it in like a briefcase. You can pack it on your trip. And I have people who like will pick the date for travel to make sure it's good. And if they get pulled into a date that's not good, they're not going. Like they'll literally say to whoever wants them, will say, look, if you want me there on that date, then the day before is not good. I'll come in 2 days before. This is just about, look, we're dealing with a lot right now. You know this, but I'm going to talk about world energy. You know, 2021, I guaranteed to you that this was going to be nonstop. Grab the bag of popcorn. Keep an eye on what's going on. It's been crazy out there.
Yeah.
And
Can I just say one thing? I just want everyone to know that Glynis has predicted a lot of things, like politically, that she doesn't say on the air because she doesn't want to look like she's taking sides or anything. But I have to tell you, she's been extremely accurate with everything she's brought up. And also,
well, and here's the good news about that. Going to Joe Biden's win, because I know we still have people out there who want to believe it didn't happen. La la la. I will only say this. I always go on the record before the election. I have to. And where I tend to go is Coast to Coast Radio with George Norrie, because there's a big audience that's interested in numerology. And then I'm on the record, because once it happens, if you don't tell anyone, Char, what does it even mean, right? If you're only confiding in your friends. But what's beautiful about Char, for the audience listening, Char has a heart of gold. please be clear on this. The fact that she's still willing to do readings, you are darn lucky, because the girl has a clear channel and is very genuine. Like, she's not going to blow smoke. You know, there are people out there who call themselves psychic, and they just say whatever. And then they say it'll happen in 2 years. Well, they hope in 2 years you'll forget. You don't do that, Char. And never would I either. Like, when I look at numbers, I can see what's going on right now. Right. And yeah, I have a gift of projection of seeing what's coming up. And I want to give a good example of that. Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. You know, I've talked about them for years. Yeah. But when they first got together, people were like, uh-oh, is this a rebound? Because both of them had bad breakups. Well, when I ran their chart, I knew that love was going to go the distance. And so when they got married this year, yeah, it was so exciting for me, Char. I'll actually send you a fun clip from the Daily Mail. In 2020, I was explaining that there was no doubt in my mind they would get married in 2021. And I was suggesting, do it right away, just get on with it. Well, they did this summer. You know, July 3rd, I believe it was. So, and it was a perfect day in numerology. You know, when we talk about picking a perfect date, that matters too when you get married. She's a 2 life path, so is he. And Cheryl, that's the love number. That's why you can see it, you know, when they flirt with each other and they're back and forth. It's so cute and it's genuine. So yeah, they got lucky.
And so I know what we didn't go over any other celebrities, and I don't know if I should ask you about Ben Affleck and J Lo, or if
okay, here's the thing. I want to say we've danced this dance before. Let me put it to you this way, and you could search this on Google. Years ago, I was the one, Miss Numbers Lady, who said they were not going to make it down that aisle. And the thing is, they were only 14 days shy of getting married, and it didn't happen. So for me personally, I'm not loving this. Like, I feel bad about Jennifer. She has a deep need for love, but you know, it's okay to pause for station identification. You know, because if you recall, Char, you and I were at a dinner table years ago, and I said, this is not going to happen. Jennifer and Alex, remember?
Right.
I said, I'm sorry.
You did. Cheating. You said that at your house.
Well, no, we were at dinner with Carla P.
Carla, right. We were at dinner.
Yes. And we were sitting there, and because you both were like, oh, well, you know, he gave her a ring. I said, no. This guy, he can't stop.
And he did.
I did. And I remember you going, really? But here's the thing. The pandemic saved her from having another divorce, because they would have married last year and they would be getting divorced. So in that way, she dodged a bullet. The problem is she's now revisiting what we call the X-Files. Well, was there a show called the X-Files?
Yeah.
Okay, well, remember how it all panned out on that show?
Yeah.
It's not terrific. And so here's the other concern I have.
Yeah.
When you look at Ben, you know, he is smoking, and I know they said he was gambling till the middle of the night. So my point is this: he's living on the negative side again. He's working through his stuff. So the timing is why they're together, and then she can't stand being alone. Jennifer likes to be with somebody. Yeah. But I'm telling you, someone made a joke that the next headline in 2034 it'll say geriatrics. Jennifer and Ben get back together. Like, we're just going to keep doing this. So yeah, it's not ideal. And I already gave a prediction on it before. So I am concerned at this point. That's what I will tell you.
Well, there are some people who cannot be alone.
Yes. Well, the number 2 loves love. And I understand that. I am very empathetic to the number 2 because they have a huge capacity for love. But you've got to pause, especially Jennifer's been married 3 times. Just take a time out. It's okay. She's beautiful. She's talented. She's got her children. You know, she has a full life. Just pause. It's okay not to say, because if you'll notice, she's always madly in love. Notice every time she's just madly in love up until she isn't.
Well, she broke up with Ben and then married the guy that she had the 2 kids with.
Yeah, the singer, what was his name? Everyone, we forget it. Someone in the comments, go ahead and write his name out. He's famous, got a beautiful voice, but I forget that name.
Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony?
Yes.
Mark Anthony.
Yeah.
Was there more than one Mark Anthony out there, Tony, by chance? Is there another famous Mark Anthony?
Well, I mean, it wasn't the what's it, the Rome or some
Yeah,
the Cleopatra. Yeah,
And
Cleopatra.
that was Mark Antony, correct?
yeah.
So my point is this: when I hear that name, I don't think of that guy. I don't think of her, the father of her children. He does not pop in my head. I always think of that Greek god. you know.
Right.
Anyway, either way, it was that rebound stuff. She's a really quick to jump into something else. And by the way, notice something. I want to make this clear. Gwen and Blake are both two life paths, and right when they got broken up, they were together. So that's when people are like, "Uh-oh, this is no good." But guess what? When a two meets a fellow two, and they both want the same thing, that's lucky.
Yeah.
Jennifer has not done that. That has not happened for her. At this
I know
point.
people who cannot be alone, but they're together and they're happy together. Like,
well, how do you mean?
Well, they met, and like a man and a woman.
They both go that way. They have that in common.
They don't know how. They have it in common. They can't be alone. Yeah. And they met, and they're very much in love, and they're making it work. And like, I know a couple people like this, and they moved right in together.
Yes.
And it's working out.
And I would say to you, being the numbers lady, I would immediately want to get that full date of birth, the first last name they go by, the birth certificate name. I would want to run the chart and go, oh, they're soulmates, or oh, they're natural match. But those who jump in too quickly, when you're truly toxic, my goodness, it is so hard. Like, you can still stay together. Anyone can stay together, by the way. But that doesn't mean you're happy. I want people to be really happy.
Like you.
And also, and
like
yes,
you,
exactly.
Charlie.
Absolutely. For us, Charlie and Glynis, it's been 18 years. And he's my best friend. But what he also is, he's always being thoughtful, Char. He always comes up with something I didn't expect. And that is my natural way too. So it's like two givers hanging out together. And that's what I want for people. If you're a giver, I want you to meet a fellow giver. Yeah, and if you're someone who's comfortable taking, I want you to work on that and realize it's important to give too. It really is. And you'll feel better if you do it.
You are a giver, and the two of you together are really, really special. Really special.
Well, we feel blessed. Really blessed to be together.
Right.
I was going to tell you more about July. Like, what is July's energy?
Yeah.
What's August energy? Yeah. So July breaks down to 7. 7 is a spiritual time, meaning you literally should stand back and say, what can I do to improve the inner voice? If you're insecure, if you're too self-critical, it's time to pick up a self-help book. Do something to educate yourself. Meditation, yoga, food, fruits and veggies, getting more in tune to earth. If you do that in the month of 7, you're going to feel really good by month's end. The other thing is travel. If you can go, even if it's a staycation, Char, where you go somewhere just for a couple of days, it's really healing to get out of your regular environment in this cycle of 7.
Okay.
And then as we head into 8, here's the difference. The cycle of 7 and 5, which is the world number, is a natural match. So there's a smoothness. I mean, there'll be plenty of drama because the 5 loves drama. That's why this year's been loaded with it. But when you go into cycle of 8 with the 5, there's just no getting around the fact you're going to see a lot. Like I say, politically, pay attention. There will be political upheaval, in our own world, because you have an audience that's throughout the world, Char. Right. So I would say everyone listening, whatever's going on in your country, pay attention to that part of it. And then as just a regular person, just be careful what comes out of your mouth, because it's a very direct in your face energy, and it can promote miscommunication if you're not careful. So find ways to use it to your advantage. You can embrace the 8 as being financial. Like, you could work on taking a look at your money. Is there a way to make that money grow and do it in a conservative way to get a powerful result? But remember, things do not appear completely as they are in August, and you want to be aware of that. That's the heads up I'm giving. But right now, embrace that inner voice. Get spiritual this month. Really. I mean, you do it anyway, Char. I know that that's a big part of you. But I also believe you're feeling the difference this month, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like you're coming to your own peace. Tell me about that for you.
Yeah. No, I feel it's interesting, because I just had my chart done as well, and she said, I didn't think you could get more psychic, but you're just going to be more intuitive and psychic. And I went, no, well, that's good.
I never stop learning, and I'm grateful for my ability. So
Yes.
as long as I can help people, I'm really happy. But the president of Haiti was assassinated.
Exactly, but that was that energy I'm talking about. The 5.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of. I should also say one more thing about 8. They talk about August being a month of harvest. Well, what do they say? You reap what you sow, right? Like what's coming? Well, it's stuff we need to see. It's and it also means those that have been up to no good, making trouble, they're going to pay for that. And in my opinion, Char, I welcome that. I am obsessed with justice and the truth. And where that comes from in my chart, I have the number 4 as my maturity number, which means just like the woman I read for a moment, Barbara likes authenticity.
Right.
She wants people to be the real deal. What you see is what you get. She doesn't like games. She doesn't want someone acting one way and turns out to be another. As for this guy in Haiti, what I've heard in the various stuff I've read, evidently he was in a position that he was supposed to leave, but he wouldn't leave. Is that correct? Is that what you also heard?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I suggest that is what I heard. And of course, look, when I heard he got killed, it made me sick to my stomach. I don't want anyone getting murdered in their home, but evidently he was also warned. People told him they were threatening to kill him. Like he knew about the threat. The other thing I heard is that, of course, when people came in, like 4 of those guys were killed immediately, the ones that were suspected being a part of it.
Right.
And a couple others were arrested. So what I would tell you is more will be revealed.
Right.
But it is this whole year you've heard, like, look at the fires. What about that fire in the ocean from that oil spill, right? You saw it looked like a volcano. It looked like,
but also
the devil's lair. What?
The building in Surfside and
yes, of course, they collapsed on the people.
It collapsed.
Same idea.
What do you? One more thing before we start taking callers, because I know people are chomping at the bit to talk to you.
Yeah.
What about the insurrection and what happened at the Capitol?
Well, remember that when I said that in the month of August we're going to see all that play out, because here's where my heart is broken, and I mean this across the board for our country. The media is 24/7, and we have too many people talking. And when that happens, you have people talking at you, not to you. And then you have people feeding. It's like junk food. Yeah. They're giving you junk food, and it's junk you're addicted to. Right. So you start to believe another reality that does not exist. Kind of like a reality show. If you know about reality shows, you'll find out the producer played a huge role in what happened. Exactly. It didn't happen organically. Right now, so in the United States, for sure, we are being produced, but not just here. What happened in Haiti, same thing. There's a lot of drama playing out, but it does calm down. When we shift out of this and go to 2022, those two promote honesty and goodness and love again, where we join up together. I still see where we're going. And I would tell you, I'm doing my darndest to not be too impacted by everything happening right now, because it's not healthy. When you try to fix everything, and these are things you cannot control, that can mess with your health. And I'm definitely wanting people to focus on their health. Take care of yourself. Relax your mind. When I talk about affirmations, which I'm big on, the money affirmation, healing your body affirmation, attracting more kindness, those are available on my site to help you fix your head. So create the better world that you want.
What is your website?
Numberslady.com is the website. So the Numbers Lady was given to an accountant, not me.
Now,
like numberslady.com.
Okay, so can we take some callers? Because I know people's phones are going nuts.
Yes.
All right,
Tony,
Glynis, tell us what you want. So the people in the call, what do you need so they can get it ready?
What I call this when I do these shows is fast food numerology, and what it takes is a first name and a full date of birth.
All right. Well, let's get going. So let's say a 201 area code, I believe New Jersey. So let's go ahead and bring them on. 201, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Char and Glynis. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you. What is your name?
First name is Anne. The date of birth is 11/18/1963.
Do you need her last name, Glynis?
No, that's all I need. But do you have a specific question, Anne? Or you just want me to do your
Career
numbers?
and job.
All right. Let's just talk about what your gifts are naturally too. So you're born 11/18/1963.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So look, if you're not finding a way to communicate and express yourself, and you will be miserable. So please tell me you are using your mouth for good. What have you done with that mouth of yours?
Yes.
And
I write,
sales, what? Yes, I like the writing. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about that. Char, what she's telling us is she's tapped into her life purpose, which is natural performer. So it could be writing a book. Look, your bottom line, you are here to motivate and uplift other people. And so if you were to perform, you would want to pick work that makes a difference, work that has a message. And then with your writing, you should be taking your own life experience and what you've observed in others to give us hope in some way. And then the 2 is your intuition. You're very instinctual. If you trust it, it doesn't fail you. It's when you second guess yourself that you end up regretting it. True?
Very true.
Yeah. So what do you want to do now? Like when you talk about career, tell me what you want, and I can tell you by the numbers if it's a good idea.
I've worked in philanthropy for many years, advising donors and nonprofits.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Then I have to ask, let's go back to the book idea, because you're in a cycle of 7, which is a really good time to write. When you're in a cycle of 7 and you're at 3 life path, it gives you a chance to stop and regroup and decide what you really want to do. So if you were to write a book, what would it be about? Give me a sense of that for you. What have you thought to write?
It would be about philanthropy and my experience working with individuals.
Okay, so would you also be able to help them to start their own type of like charity, something where they could help the world?
Yes,
could you do that?
Yes.
Well,
yes,
then
that's what I do.
Okay, but that's your story. It takes 10 years to become an expert at what we do.
Right.
How many years have you tapped into that?
20.
Hi, master expert. 10 times 2 is 20 and a master. So I'm saying if you wrote that book, you could actually help people get on that road too. And that would be fulfilling to you because you're born on a 9-day. 9 is the one who is a humanitarian, but they work on how do I leave my footprints in the sand? How do I make this world a better place? So I say that's your book.
Right.
Please start on that.
Okay,
That would be
Ann,
awesome.
you got your answer.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Fabulous.
calling.
Thank you so much.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, Tony, that was great, Glynis.
Yeah,
that was
that's
great.
right on.
That was great. Tony, who
Ready
else
for
do we
next
have?
one? Let's do 978. 978, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. I'm glad I got on tonight. I've been trying for a long time.
Oh, good. Okay. And what
Name, date of birth,
you need
what do
your
we
date of
got?
birth.
And name.
I'm sorry. My name is,
Pardon
and it's
your-
2/11/1947.
I didn't hear the name.
What is your name?
Cheryl.
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 She's breaking.
Okay, Cheryl.
Cheryl.
All right, so Cheryl, when you're born the 11th, you automatically have to think about the master number. People born the 11th or the 22nd have an automatic master number. It just means you have high standards for yourself. There's a voice inside you that says no matter how good, not good enough. So you have to find a way to let that go, like to release that way of thinking. You have to find something in life that you're proud of, something that is significant. And although you can be social, since you're ultimately a 7, you also have a loner quality. Like you have to pick and choose wisely who you spend your time with. True?
True.
Yeah. So
Very-
tell me, what's the work that you're doing? What have you been doing with your life?
Well, I retired. I worked for the city, and I retired, and I've been on different boards and things, but I was taking care of my brother who was handicapped, and he passed away. And then it just seems like the last couple of years have been very I don't know, just different in my life, because I was always very social, and but then we had the virus come in, and everything down.
Yeah, but the pandemic also stopped us. I mean, there's no
That's
getting
right.
around. Whatever anyone wants to say or think about that pandemic, it did stop the rhythm of life. I'll give you an example,
Yes.
Cheryl. Yeah, you're a 7 life path. 7s are supposed to travel. If they can go look at the world or go to pretty places, you're really happy. So have you been able to?
I've done a lot of traveling. Yes, I have.
So you see,
I've
your life
traveled.
stopped. So I just want you to know that the rhythm stopped. You are now on a cycle of 9, which is clearing space for new beginnings. So you need to get ready for this new beginning. So that is what I see for you. Like, I know it's been frustrating. I think it has been. And there was a part of you that, although I said the 7 can step back, you still like to know you have the permission to go do what you darn well please. And that stopped. So it's going to happen again. Cycle of 1 means you have a brand new cycle coming, Cheryl. Personal year of 1, it
nice.
starts, it goes 1 to 9. It's for 9 years. So now you have to sit down and say, what the heck do I want to focus on next? And when did your brother pass away?
It was like maybe 2.5, 3 years ago.
And yet
and then
how much time did you dedicate to him? Did he live with you? Tell me what you did to take care of him.
Okay, see, well, he was handicapped, so he was living independent living, and he was like 45 minutes from here. So then he got very sick, and I had to move him to a different facility. And I was running back and forth every other day because somebody had to advocate for him. So that was me. And then after that, it just seems like I've lost so many people. In March, my dog, who was 14 on Valentine's Day, he died in my arms in March.
Yes.
So, so much has happened like that.
Okay, but Cheryl, listen to me. Have you got a new pet yet?
No, it's funny you're saying that. I was thinking of that, but I don't know. I don't know.
Hello. I know. That's why you're talking to me. You need to get an animal. Again, you are a lover. Animals fall in love with you. It's unconditional, and it makes you very happy. You are not meant to just be by yourself. You got to get an animal, and I will do you a favor. You can email me animal name choices. I'll tell you the best one for you to make sure you're compatible to the energy. Okay, I will do that for you. But no, that'll help you with
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Cheryl. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you both. Have a nice night.
And you too.
Bye-bye.
So she'll have to find a dog sitter if she's going to get a travel.
It doesn't even matter. She this is not even an option. I mean, the brother thing was this big duty obligation thing, and that's where her focus was. And then all of a sudden life shifted on her in a way that was not good. She says she's losing people. I'll bet you money she's lost people, meaning people are dying, not just her dog. So now it's like, okay, you know what? I'm still here. So I got to feel like I'm still in the game. And I think having a dog for her means getting back out for some fun.
Yeah, it sounds like you really put her in the right direction. It sounded like really, really special for her to like perk up again and have a purpose.
And also know that she's studying something brand new. Because this cycles, when you're in a cycle of 9, means everything you've gone through the last 9 years, you're exhausted. You feel like, do I even have energy to continue?
Right.
It's like nothing goes your way quite the way you hope it to, but then boom, you crash to the shore, and you get in that car, you're back on. And that's what I want her to understand. Her life's not over, but now it's time to regroup and do it differently. It cannot continue how it is.
Good advice. Really good advice. You took her out of her slump and got her going somewhere. Okay, who else do we have, Tony?
We have a 519, I believe Rosemary, but we'll clarify that. 519, you're on the air.
Hi, Rosemary.
Hi, Glynis and Char. Yes, it's Rosemary. How are you?
Great.
Ladies?
How are you?
I'm
Date of birth?
wonderful. Thank you.
What is your
Date of birth is October 4th, 1966.
All right. So I want to say that everyone who's listening, whenever we get you on, you just say your first name and your date of birth, just because that's what we need.
Yes.
It's our tool to do what we do here. Okay. So Rosemary, when I see a 5 and a 4 in someone's chart, that tells me you have duality in your personality. People think they know you and they have no clue. Like, how often do people misunderstand you, Rosemary, when you're just communicating? Like those who
very much.
Yeah. And it's frustrating,
first impressions are very different. It
yeah.
is.
And so ultimately, what I see, let me confirm this, 5, 8. Are you really an 8 life path? No, 6, 9. Okay. 9 means
I'm a 9.
Yeah, you have to learn boundaries. Did you ever figure out having healthy boundaries when it comes to your family? Did you do that? Or are you working on it?
I'm working on it. I need to put more boundaries. Yes.
Yes, you do. Because here's what
my
happens.
Time.
Yeah. Well, people take advantage of you. And when you've got that 9 energy, when it comes to family, they just know that you're going to step up for them. But it's exhausting. And you have to find a way to go, no, I deserve to have my time too. Now, unlike the gal before you, I said she was in a cycle of 9 to get on the road to cycle of 1. You're in a cycle 1 right now. So that should have given you a little bit of a shot in the arm of energy. So what are you doing differently? Like, what's your plan, Rosemary? What's your focus?
My focus is shifting a little bit. My son was paralyzed 3 years ago, and I feel like I might move into some speaking about, what I've learned as a warrior mom. I don't know though.
What you've learned about having a child that's handicapped, is that what you mean?
Well, yeah, with his paralysis, like just what I went through personally. I can't speak for him, but I guess what as a parent, what I went through.
Right. Okay, so I'll say this. When you're a 9 life path, no matter how old your kid is, they may as well still be a child. Like you're such a mom. And as a 9, it's true. 9, like the number 3, they are supposed to give us hope. So it seems to me if you ended up speaking, you'd be telling the bad story to say, here's what happened, but here's the good news, or here's how we made it better. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes total sense, because it's about a message of hope. It wouldn't be about, it wouldn't be, sure, the story's sad, but it's not about that. It's about.
No, it's not. It's
what
about
we took away from it.
Yeah, and what can we do? What can we do after that, right? It's like my life before then, my life after.
Right.
But the other thing about you, because you got that number 4, born on a 4 day, when you learn, like you devour information, you can't wait to learn. But then once you have it, you do want to pass it on to others. It's almost like saying, if you learn the hard way, you want to make sure they don't learn the way you did. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I love to share any information.
Yes.
That helps me.
Because you're trying to make it better for them.
I don't want them to.
Char, when she talks about,
I don't want.
She's thinking of doing a shift. This is the perfect career shift for her. She has a story to tell. It is her truth. And, when a parent, when something like this happens to a family, so many people are in the dark, they don't know what to do. But in your case, Rosemary, you've learned so much that you could make them feel better right from the beginning. Like they won't suffer in the way that you did. You're going to help them not go through that. So I like it. My answer is I like it.
Yes.
Move into that. Go for it. You won't be sorry you did.
Rosemary, you got your answer there. It's wonderful.
Thanks, Char. Thanks, Glennis.
It's wisdom to take with you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you,
You're
ladies.
on a roll. Glennis, you're on a roll. Thank you. Okay, we need a name and we need a birthday.
All right, we have 831. You're live on the air.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Teresa, 10/14/75. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I got through.
Teresa.
And then what is the way you spell Teresa? Do you spell it with an H? T-H?
Yes. On my birth certificate, it's spelled with an H, but I spell it without the H normally.
Right. So you got rid of that?
Yes, yes.
All right. And all right, Teresa. So you're born on a 5-day. So 6, let me confirm. I just 6, 7, 1. All right. 5, 1 are the mind numbers. It just tells me you're incredibly cerebral. You think way too much. You know, you got ideas going in your head all the time. You don't know which way to go. Being a 1 life path, I always say they have to exercise. It's one of the ways that they can relax. It helps you think more clearly when you move your body. So do you do it daily, or do you have a little exercise regime that you do? What is it you do?
Well, I take my dog outside for the most part, but I really do need to be exercising.
You do. I'm telling you that when one energy does not get to move their body the way they need to, that can actually make them feel a little depressed. And you also are in a personal year of 2, which means your emotions, Teresa, have been stronger than usual, right? Have you been more overwhelmed in your life? What is it that has been weighing on your shoulders? What is it? Yeah.
Everything. It's not one in particular thing. It's just the cumulative of everything.
Right. So you know what I say about that, Char? When you're in a personal year of 2, you got the 5, 1, you got to take care of you, like nurture yourself, you know, get the hair done, work on your skin, exercise, love yourself more, do the baths with the bath salt, anything that calms you, like be more nurturing and kind to you. Because if you go out of your way to fix it for other people in this cycle, you will be depleted, Teresa. It'll be draining for you. So don't. But there's one real good news for you. When you're in a personal year of 2, it means your intuition is stronger than ever. And if you trust it, it won't fail you. It will not fail you. So go with that gut instinct this year, and it'll be good.
Okay.
And are you in a relationship or not?
Yes.
Married? Dating?
Yeah.
What is it?
No, we've been together, for a long time. Yeah.
Okay, well, I know how that rolls. All right, what's the date of birth for him, Teresa?
09/17/1969.
Okay, hold on. All right, so the question I'd automatically, did you say 9/17? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, challenge party of 2, your table's ready.
Yeah, you got that right. Every day.
Oh my goodness, Teresa.
Every day.
Oh my
Every
goodness.
Day.
Okay, so here's what it is. When he thinks he's right, it's real hard for him to give up his position. And then you're like a little attorney because you know you're right. You will present your case. So, oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Char, you want to talk about getting your popcorn? Watch these 2 in debate. Whoa. I mean, it's like an amazing tennis match when you watch the
You're so right. So right.
Oh,
yes, and it's taxing, and it's weighing on me so bad.
Of course. So I'm going to ask you to do something. You've got to stop falling in. Like, he knows how to push your buttons. He does. And so don't let him do that. Like, trick him. It's like when he says something that you know is going to set you off, say, gee, I never thought of it that way. Let me get back to you, and walk away. He'll be in shock.
I'm going to have to do that.
Shock him a little,
I'm going to have to do that because I'm so quick to be like, no, that's not right. Or I
and
disagree.
He loves that. Oh, that's fun for him. It's game on. Okay, so then.
Oh, yeah, because for so many years, I didn't do that. I just let him be and walk over me, and I finally had enough.
Well, not only have you had enough, you've changed. You have grown and become quite different as you got older. That happens to us. It's called pinnacle cycles, right? They change. His pinnacle, what one is he in? He's in a 7. Okay, so here's my point. How do we make it work as a couple? If we choose to stay, there has to be days where it's your day. It's like, this is my day. It's Teresa's day. And then what's his first name?
Ignacio.
Will you have a nickname for me, hopefully?
Nacho.
Nacho?
Nacho, yeah. Yes. Yes.
I want to say Nacho.
I know that's funny.
Okay. So let me tell you this. You simply say to him, today's my day. And then maybe the next day, it's your day or week. It's like, this is my week. Next week's yours. Because you guys have to have the ability to call the shots separately. You know, when you first fell in love, he felt real good to you. It's like when he held you, you felt loved. You know, it felt comforting.
Yeah.
Now
You're right.
It's annoying, and you want to gently grab his neck. It's like, I want to hurt you.
Yes.
Yes, but we got to pull back on that.
I definitely do. I have to control myself.
Are there kids involved?
Yes. Yes,
That's
I have 2
awesome.
daughters.
How many?
I have 2 daughters.
Right. And how old are they now?
Yeah. Well, my middle one, she just graduated today from high school, and she's 18, and then my youngest one is 16.
Okay, so here's what you got to do. You've got to understand where you're different, and you got to understand that biting your tongue is important sometimes. Walk away, and I would even suggest writing him. Don't text him, but you could like send an email or a note and just go, hey, you really hurt my feelings. Like you didn't even listen to what I said. You jumped in and had your own opinion. I just need you to hear me more. Please think about it. It's not talking. Okay. Let him think about it. Because what he really wants, he married you. He had to think you were pretty. The guy had to be drawn to you. Yeah, I know it because AIDS care what things look like. He also thinks he's the king of the castle. He wants the home and the children, the whole perfect picture. So that's what you're going to do is you're going to pull back. And yes, I'm going to jump in and say, pick up my book, Love by the Numbers, so that you can learn how to communicate differently with him. You know, understand his numbers to get a new result. Because right now you're exhausted. This has been draining for you.
Yes.
You're actually feeling trapped. You're feeling trapped, Teresa. But I know that it is through knowledge and understanding that we don't have to feel that anymore.
Wow.
Okay.
That is
I definitely thank you for talking with me.
That is such great
You're
advice.
so welcome.
Listen, Teresa, she knows what she's talking about. You can make those changes and heal the situation.
Well, she just needs to educate herself on something. And then, by the way, Char, down the line, she has to decide, is this worth it? But it's not now. Now it is worth it. You know, they've got the kids, they've got the partnership. But if every action has a reaction, if she can react a new way, she can get a new result and then see if that helps the relationship. But on paper, they are a challenge to one another. So I get that.
You are fabulous. And you say it like it is. And I love when you come on. You really, really have made this hour go so fast. And I'm so grateful that you're here. But tell us again how people can reach you, get your calendar, get your books, talk to you.
Well, here's what they can do.
They can get a personal reading from you, right?
Yes. Here's the deal. If they type in love numbers, if like example, Teresa, she could get a soulmate chart on her and her husband just to see what they have. Where are we the same? Where are we different? And if she typed in love numbers, treat it as one word, love numbers, she would get a discount. That would be for your people throughout the weekend.
What's the website?
The website is numberslady.com, like it sounds, numbers lady, as in moi. Yeah, numberslady.com. But here's the thing. There's a free newsletter. So if you sign up for that, you'll know kind of what's in store for the month. And I also answer numerology questions. If you're hurting, if your health's an issue, I have a thing about healing your body that's on there. Wow. If you're going through grief, I meant to say this, so many people lost lives, Char. I wrote a beautiful Overcoming Grief by the Numbers, and it is a beautiful CD. And I tell my stories, like even losing Billy, my husband's mom, whom I'm madly in love with, but also how her energy keeps visiting. And I explain how to look for those signs. I mean, you know this better than anyone. This is your wheelhouse. But when it happens to people, it's important that they see it. And then I give them affirmations to get through that pain. It's all about making you feel better. That is what is at numberslady.com. And then my book, Glynis Has Your Number, was the original book. People love that book, Char. Like they always say it's my Bible.
It is.
Because you can refer to information to just help you. And then Love by the Numbers, if you're single, it can help you get the love right from the start. But if you're married, heal the relationship if you choose to stay. How do you make it better? That's what's in that book. Yeah.
Glynis, thank you so much for joining us. Please come back soon.
It was a pleasure. Always with you. I love you. You know that.
I love you too. Okay, very much. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you over the weekend.
Yes.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Tony. Okay, everybody. That's it for now. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And remember, intuition will take you places logic never could. Bye-bye. Be well.